National Security Minister Hermangild says the additional testing equipment from Taiwan to help beef up services at the forensic lab will be put to good use. He also anticipates that with additional funds provided by Prime Minister Allen Chastanet, it won't be long before the lab becomes the envy of the Caribbean, and that soon it will be used by other Caribbean states for their crime detection.
I know that when I hand over the equipment to her, she's going to do a fantastic job. Our lab has proven to be one of the very best labs in the Caribbean. And with further assistance and monies provided by the Honorable Prime Minister, I can assure you that soon other countries in the Caribbean will be using our lab for their detection of crime and so on. So
the minister is also extremely grateful for the generous donation of personal protective equipment for his frontline officers.
We will use them very well, and I'm happy, especially for my frontline workers like the fire officers and police officers who are really the first responders, that they will be knowing for a fact that they are safe and their families will be safe.
So far, there have been 21 homicides for the year, and Mr. Francis is expecting that the new equipment will prove to be very effective in solving the crimes. In an effort to solve more of the unresolved serious crimes, Prime Minister Allen Chastanet has announced measures to have the forensic lab internationally certified for DNA, forensics and ballistics. He says the lab will be the only one in the Southern Caribbean to achieve this.
I've also seen the success in the advancement of the work of our forensic laboratory. In fact, our forensic laboratory is currently undergoing an audit in order to be internationally certified for DNA, forensics and ballistics. We would be the only unit in the southern part of the Caribbean to have achieved this feat.
Prime Minister Chastanet reaffirmed his government's commitment to providing all the necessary resources to law enforcement to keep the country safe. He took the opportunity to inform the Royal St. Lucia Police Force that the construction of the new police headquarters is set to commence shortly. In the meantime, the Prime Minister has promised to continue upgrading police stations across the island.
We've been repairing our police stations to enhance their working environment. Our CCTV initiative continues to be rolled out to improve the surveillance of capabilities. We already have 180 cameras, and the goal is to add another 1,800. As I have mentioned before, our police headquarters and construction is of a priority, and I'm advised that this will commence shortly.
The Prime Minister is hoping that these new measures will go a long way in reducing serious crimes in the country.
St. Lucia's Forensic Science Laboratory has officially been granted accreditation from the American Association for Laboratory Accreditation. St. Lucia's Forensic Science Laboratory is the first and currently the only accredited forensic laboratory in the OECS and the second accredited forensic lab in the entire CARICOM region.
I am pleased to announce that the St. Lucia Forensic Science Laboratory has been granted ISO IEC 17025 2017 accreditation, the standard for general requirements for the competence of testing and calibration laboratories. This makes our laboratory the only forensic laboratory within the OECS and one of two within CARICOM to achieve this milestone. Accreditation for the analysis of controlled substances, firearms and tool marks, and forensic biology has been granted by the American Association of Laboratory Accreditation, A2LA. The accreditation process determines the technical competence and integrity of organizations offering testing services.
The journey to accreditation status began in 2019. To meet the high threshold for accreditation, the professionals and administrators at the Forensic Science Lab had to ensure the various testing processes and operations aligned with the requirements of the ISO IEC 17025-2017 standard.
The ISO accreditation signifies that the St. Lucia Forensic Services Lab satisfy the general requirements of competence, impartiality, and consistent operation for forensic services. Achieving this milestone starts with a vision, an ambition, a dream, followed by putting in the hard work to achieve this ambition.
The benefits of the Forensic Science Lab's accreditation also extend to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court jurisdiction. Litigants in civil and criminal court proceedings can be further assured of the reliability of the samples processed and analyzed by the Forensic Science Lab.
Our criminals are always thinking, so we have to be ahead of them. And if you think that you can use the science, the criminals will use the science just as you, or even better than you. So we have to be one step ahead. We have to ensure that what we do it well. And then comes the other part of it, the justice system, where you have to prove somebody is innocent until proven guilty. But when you find but guilt only comes without any reasonable doubt. And hence the reason for the science. Because anytime there is reasonable doubt, the defendant goes free. So it's a situation which makes you even more important, that you have to be accurate, you have to be precise, and you have to use the science to the best of your ability.
The Forensic Science Laboratory's distinguished accreditation status commands international recognition and has also created a unique marketing advantage for St. Lucia, which the government can leverage to generate additional revenue for the country.